so much for watching. I'm Courtney, owner and designer of Wreath in Hand. We're gonna start off making our wreath by using a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. I added 18 Chanel stems on here. We are going to add 18 pieces cut at 20 inches. And this is an extra large wide foil striped mesh. It has like the gold, I forgot what this is called, but it's got the gold on the edging. So we're gonna go ahead and cut 18 pieces at 20 inches. Now that I have my mesh cut, I'm gonna be doing cruffles. I like a tighter cruffle, so I'm going to be rolling the mesh 3 times. And then I'm just gonna use a chip clip to help hold the other side. And then on the other side, I'm gonna roll and border mesh. This is called border mesh. So this is, once you have it all together, that's what the cruffle looks like. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and put it into the tie. I'm not gonna untwist it from the frame. I'm just gonna set it right on top and then give it about 2 twists. If you only do 1, sometimes it comes off, but we're gonna be adding the ribbon, so I just do 2 to hold it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish adding. I added all the mesh on, and this is what it's looking like. It's so pretty. Next, I think I might do the ribbon tails and do the bow first. So these are the ribbons that I picked out. This is a 4-inch, like a fake velvet or whatever. And then it's got like a gold, like satin backing. And then this one is a 2.5. These two are both 2.5s. And then I have 2 1.5. So the first ribbon I'm gonna use is this 2.5-inch velvet. I'm gonna do 2 loops. Wait, where are my scissors? I'm gonna do 2 loops at 5.5 inches. I'm gonna dovetail the ends. Ribbon's so pretty. You could really do both sides with it. And then I'm gonna do an 8-inch tail. Actually, I might do both sides. Yeah, I think that would look really pretty. Okay, so when I put it in the bow maker, I'm twisting it. So I'm just measuring out to 5.5, and then I give it a good twist. And then you go to the other side and then measure out to 5.5. If you guys could like this video, and if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers or subscribers on here so I can monetize. Woohoo! We are almost there, and I really appreciate everyone that watches and comments and likes my videos. I really appreciate it. And if you have any constructive feedback or whatever, you know, just let me know. So that's what that looks like with that one on there. So now I'm gonna flip that same ribbon over and do the same thing. I'm gonna dovetail it. And then for this one, I'm gonna make the same tail size. So about 7 inches. And then for this one, I'm also gonna do 2 loops at 5.5. That way they're the same size. Just realized that I didn't measure correctly. I made these at like 5 inches. So I'm actually gonna take off this first one and I'm just gonna clip it. And then I'll make this one at 5.5. That is so pretty. I just love these 2 ribbons together just like that. Like, that's absolutely gorgeous. So sorry about that. The gold ribbon, the first one, I did at 5.5 inches. And then this red one is about 5 inches, a little more, a little less maybe, but it's about there. The next ribbon I'm gonna do is this patterned one, and I'm gonna do a 4.5 for this one. Here's what the 3 ribbons look like so far. That looks great just like that too. It's super pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and add this one on top, and I'm gonna make this one at, I think I might do this one at 4.5 also. I ended up doing 2 loops of this gold ribbon. I thought it'd be pretty framing out that patterned ribbon. And I think I'm actually gonna add a center loop of this on top of this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add this ribbon, this 1.5, at 3.5 inches. Just doing a loop of this patterned ribbon on top because I thought the gold was just too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and slip this off of the bow maker. This is the Easy Bow Maker, and it definitely makes making bows easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a zip tie. I'm using an extra long zip tie just because the short zip ties always give me a hard time. I don't know. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it. Not all the way, because I want to do 2 things. I want to get this Chanel stem into the back so we can use that to attach it to the wreath. And then I want to pull that ribbon tail to the side and then open up that center loop. That way it will get tightened down the way I want it to. So once you have that in place, pull it tight, and then you can snip off the back of it. What the wreath looks like with the bow added. It's so pretty and sparkly. I'm gonna add the sign next. So we're gonna go ahead and take off this rope. Oh, I can't see. Hold the phone. So it has this rope on it, so we're gonna go ahead and take that off because we don't need that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and also take off these stickers because we don't need those either. We're gonna peel these off. You're gonna watch me peel the stickers. Those ones actually came off. Usually they come off easier. And then we're gonna take 4 Chanel stems. And y'all, before you do this, make sure your sign is thick enough. Okay, this is not a Dollar Tree sign. This is a sign. The difference with the Dollar Tree signs is they're way thinner. Okay, this is a thicker sign. So before you do that, make sure your sign is thick enough. I'm gonna fold my Chanel stem in half, and then I like 4 points of contact, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just gonna go ahead and staple. And I'm just gonna do 2. And then it shouldn't be moving around. If it moves around, you didn't staple enough, but you can see it did not come through. I mean, sometimes I've had signs where the staple has like, it didn't poke through, but it was like, you could see the nails about to come through. But it's really, I mean, you'd have to really be looking at it for that to see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that on 4 of them, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add glue and a glue stick. I'm I'm gonna add glue on top of the staple and then all around it. And then I'm just gonna twist the chenille stone and then let it dry and it'll be all ready. Oh, and I forgot to mention, not only do you need to make sure your sign is thick enough, but you need to have smaller staples. So I believe the ones I'm using are like a 1/4 inch or something like that. They're really small, but they don't go through the sign. So yeah, keep that in mind also, that maybe your sign is thick enough, but if you have too big of staples, it's gonna poke through. For my ribbon tails, I think I'm just gonna do these two. I am kind of worried it might be too much pattern, but I really want this, and I really wanted the chunky gold, but my 2.5 is all gone. But I was kind of thinking about doing these two like that together, but the red is kind of a little bit darker. I don't know, I think I might do the red, like these two together and then this together, just because I don't want it to be too much pattern. I mean, I like pattern, but you know, I don't want too much. I'm gonna start off with 14. I'm gonna use my ribbon tail board. This is 12 inches. So I'm gonna do 7 pieces of these at 12 inches. And then I will do 7 pieces of these at 12 inches. Ribbon tails, and this ribbon was kind of hard to cut. Like, it kept slipping and sliding, and those last 2 pieces, like I don't know why they would not like go together so I could cut them together at the same time. So I just cut them individually, but they were just like slipping all over. So to add the ribbon into the wreath, I'm gonna grab both my pieces and layer them on top, and then fold it in half. And let me see, make sure you can see me. And I'm just gonna pinch it down the middle where we fold it. Now, I like to, excuse me, I like to open up the tie so that it sits right on top of the mesh, but you can add it on top. It's just gonna add more bulk to the wreath. But you know, that's fine. I just prefer it all to be locked, like all on one level. That way, sometimes I feel like it slips and slides a little bit. For me, that's what's happened. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add it on top and then twist it at least 5 times. That way it doesn't come undone from the frame. I'm gonna snip off the extra, and then I'm just gonna fold down like that little nub so it's folded over. And then I'm gonna go ahead and open up the ribbon, or I'm gonna spread it out. It's so pretty. I love it. You know what I was thinking this ribbon reminds me of? So random, but it just like, it's giving theater vibes. Like the way it feels and looks, I don't know, it just reminds me of a theater. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for all my ribbon tails. I'm gonna add some embellishments. I got these from, I believe I got these at Hobby Lobby last year. I haven't seen these yet, but mine doesn't have a lot of their Christmas florals out. They just have their picks. But yeah, this came on like a big long stem. And then these ones I did just buy. They're slightly different color of gold from each other, but that's okay. It's still gonna look good. So we're gonna go ahead and add those into the wreath. Here is the final look at the wreath. It's so pretty. Here's an up-close look. Maybe I should turn it sideways. I always forget to turn my phone. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please, please, please subscribe, especially if you watch this whole video, and let me know what you think in the comments constructively, what you think of it. Appreciate it if you could like and share this video. Thank you so much. See you next time.